The future. It's horrible. We have to stop the event from happening. It happens in 42 days. We've got to stop it. It's horrendous. It's the beginning of the end. In 42 days, everything starts to end. We've got to stop it. We have to stop it. Yes, okay, I understand. We can do something, but I'm still not quite sure what's going on here. Okay, well, okay. It's simple. 42 days. You, us, we, I will be playing darts. Is it? Yeah, we play darts, and then you hear it. Exterminate. And then you see it. Sorry. I see it right before my eyes right now. It's as large as real life. Okay, well, calm down, stay here, I'll go and get you a cup of tea, okay? That would help. That'll help. Thank you so much. Okay. So, the event, it happens in 42 days exactly. Not a second earlier, not a second later, precisely now, in 42 days, you'll see it. And you can stop it. Okay, but what I still don't get is why and how you're here in front of me telling me this. Oh, I told you how I came back in time. I'm sure you remember how it works. Go on, and explain it to the people in there, okay? Explain. And tell them why this will work. Okay, I'll do the video. I'll try my best to explain it. Oh, what's the deal with the bars on the top and bottom, the cinema effect? I had to make it more dramatic somehow. Oh, you mean dramatic lens flare kind of thing? No, not the lens flare. You just do the video normally, okay? I'm going to go and have a lie down. So, whilst future Chris is having a nap and recovering a bit before we put our plan into action, let me try and explain to you roughly what is going on here. The biggest question really is how he got from then to now. Well, first, before we delve into that, let us think of everything that exists as existing in space-time. That means that space and time are both interwoven. To elaborate, this piece of paper that I've got in my hands is space-time. Obviously it works in 3 dimensions, but I'm sure we can get the idea from this. This piece of paper also happens to be the sheet music for a very, very good song. So, given our space-time, how can we get from one point in time to another point in time? Well, with enough amounts of energy, and I'm talking stupendously stupid amounts of energy, you can kind of do something like this. Let me try that. Let me do this again. Here is then. Here is now. Bring them both together with ridiculous amounts of energy. Here and now are at the same place. Therefore, future Chris can be here, which is now, from then, which was back in the future. To make this possible, though, we would need all sorts of weird particles that have yet to be discovered. We would need dark matter, antimatter, and we need to be able to control them. Hence the ludicrously large amount of energy we need to make this happen. But let's assume that in 42 days, future Chris will have, I will have, there will be a way to travel through time. So now that he's here, what happens if we stop the event from happening? Well, surely you would think that by him being here and telling me to stop the event from happening, if I do stop the event from happening, then I, when playing darts, wouldn't experience the event and wouldn't have to go back in time to warn me now to stop the event. And so on and so on and so on. We end up with a bit of a paradox, which could possibly just end in the destruction of the entire known universe. But since I'm still talking to you now, and he is napping over there in the corner, we clearly aren't encountering a paradox. Then there's also the Back to the Future way of time traveling, where if you travel back in time and change the events, you are independent of the changes. You won't be affected by the changes, you won't experience the changes, you'll have the same memories as you did before time traveling. Now this kind of time wibbly wobbly would be very effective and very useful for future Chris, because if he now goes back into the future where no event has happened, and if he returns about a second after he left, he would remember the event, but it wouldn't have happened. Which actually sounds all very well and good, so if possible we'll stick with that theory of time travel. Or, what could be happening is that in the future there won't be an event anymore, but I'll still have to come back in time to tell me about the event that no longer happens. Perhaps future Chris is simply pretending that the event occurred, and by pretending it occurred, I will make sure that it never can occur. Thus, it would make sense, and when he returns to the future, his mission will be fulfilled. And then when I get to that point in 42 days, I will have to go back in time and tell myself now about this. Or maybe there aren't any rules regarding time travel, and you can just mess it about as much as you want, really. But regardless of whichever means of time travel logistics are correct, we have got a plan to stop the event from happening, but we're not going to tell you what it is. So now I've decided I will prevent the event from happening. Let's see what happens to future Chris. So he's safely back in his own time, and I think that brings a rather happy ending to this course of events. So, as ever, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, but for now, it's goodbye from me. And it's goodbye from him. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on Monday, where I go on a little bit of a rant about health and safety. See you then.